Hi, how's everyone? Thanks for coming back. Hello and welcome if you are new. We're doing the part two to the Hidden Truth reading whenever the tower drops prominently in the reading. I'll try to do uh, part two with a spread called After the Tower. So let's go through it and see the lay of the land after whatever this transformation was. Okay, Tower is Scorpio energy. We have moved into Scorpio season in tropical astrology. We do have the ghost box going, which I will be using all through spooky season. It's an app that throws out random phrases, and they're supposed to be from the beyond. Okay, so I'll call them out as I hear them. I won't call all of them because I may be thinking or talking or whatever. So let's get into the reading. We have 5 card placement. The first stack here in the lower left is the the existing foundation. Okay, so after the tower is destroyed, what do we have left? Okay, what they were telling me earlier when I was contemplating this stack is you're gonna have to make a determination of whether you can use this or not. Because remember, when the tower comes down, it's because nothing about it was serving your best interests anymore. Okay, and the divine had to step in and liberate you. So you have to make the decision. Do you want to rebuild on a foundation that was faulty? Do you want to rebuild with bricks that did not, were not strong enough?
They hide.
The ghost said they hide. So you're going to have to make a determination whether the foundation that's left is worth building on. Okay, so the cards that we got here are actually kind of good. We have an Ace of Cups as the foundation. This is beautiful, a gift of love, blessing, and happiness. Be ready to take it. Okay, be ready to take it. A brand new offer of love. This is in the foundation. They're showing me sifting through ash and finding a treasure.
How do you feel?
How do you feel? The ghosts asked. So this is like sifting through the ash and finding a treasure that you can keep, and a treasure that you can use to rebuild or build something new. That's the key here. Do you want to rebuild that tower? The divine took it down for a reason, okay? So this may be something new or something that you can take to build something new, okay? We've got a beautiful Ace of Cups. This is also like an inspiration, okay? This is, I feel very light heart, a heart that has been freed a little bit to dream, to look to the future, to breathe, to reevaluate where they stand, the heart's health, all that.
Higher.
And a gift of love, blessing, and happiness. Be ready to take it. On top of that, we've got a wonderful King of Swords. Hello, Aquarius. This is eagle energy, the father of feathers, or the guardian of feathers, King of Swords. High-minded, detached, logical, intriguing, intelligent, and free. That's the thing with eagle energy and Aquarius energy. It's freedom. Okay, it's the blowing air, the high air, like this, not the stratosphere, but the
No account.
not the distance, the height where hot air balloons fly. Okay, detached, but still definitely a part of the world. Okay, Aquarius energy is very high minded. They're also revolutionaries. They're innovative. They're unique. Um, they're
You shouldn't be here.
they're ruled by Uranus, the rebel. Okay, the only planet that spins sideways. So this brings in revolution, a new breath of fresh air. This could be a person, a king of sorts, coming on with this cup. this Ace of Cups. Now we also have the Three of Wands. It came out kind of squiggly, so we're going to read them both ways. In the upright, it's talking about anticipation of moving forward, okay? But in the reverse, it talks about a change of heart or cold feet. So here in the foundation, okay, if we're going to
Bless.
read this in the surface, the ghost said bless. If we're going to read this surface energy, okay, in the foundation, in the rubble of whatever was destroyed, you have a brand new.
How do you feel?
How do you feel? The ghost said. In the rubble.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. They're answering themselves. This happens. It says this happens. In the rubble of the tower, you have an Ace of Cups from a King of Swords. Do you take it? Right? The Three of Wands came out sideways. So this person is looking into the future, anticipating making a move, but the energy's coming out a little wobbly. You want to, but they have a change of heart. They got cold feet, but yet they're ambitious to try. Okay, so that's in the foundation. There's a new beginning here with Aquarius energy. Pile number 2, water energy. What is the emotional focus, or what and how to heal? Okay,
Sure.
so we got the Three of Cups. They said sure. When I was thinking about this, they were saying what you want to renew is your relationship. She can't stay, it says. What you want to renew or heal is the connection you had to your friends, to your friend group, to your support system, to the ones that'll take out their hoop earrings if somebody disrespects you, okay? There's also a feeling here of reconnecting with joy and gratitude. And I know how hard that is when you've been destroyed, okay? And especially now, if somebody's been through a tower, and now we're dealing with the economic and political environment that we are, it can be very hard to link up with other people and actually embrace joy. But they're saying that if you can do that with that friend group, with gratitude and joy, it will do wonders for your healing. So this is gathering for pleasure and celebrating. It's also praise, tribute, and blessings. It's see, she's holding up the cup not only to her friends, but to the birds that are flying. These are messengers from the divine. It's saying, oh, it's
Behind
just
you.
Behind you, they said. It's reconnecting with that feeling of gratitude that can be very difficult. But this is what they're saying after the tower. The water element is where we should be focusing emotionally. And that's where we're trying to reconnect with joy, with gratitude, and with our peers, with our support system. On top of that, we had the moon in the reverse. Okay. So the moon talks about illusion and dreams. It talks about shadow work. It talks about daydreaming, maybe fantasizing. But this is in the reverse, so it's giving a feeling of coming back to reality. Okay, snapping back to yourself, coming out of this daydream of what you may have deluded yourself on about maybe this friend group. Okay, I also feel a feeling of reconnection because moon energy being very I'm getting like the feeling of very distracted in your imagination distraction. I'm not sure how to say that, but this is a feeling of coming out of that distraction in the heart space or in the mind space, coming out of that daydream, and facing reality. And um it's not a harsh reality you're facing because you're rejoining this support group, and you're walking in gratitude and joy. We do have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. We had the Wheel of Fortune in the upright in the Hidden Truth reading. Now we have it in the reverse. And this is a little bit of feeling a lack of control, okay? Feeling a little bit of disappointment, but it's guiding you to let it pass because you know the wheel always turns you back, brings you back on top. Okay, so right now after the tower, very understandable, you're feeling a little bit low, a little bit defeated, disappointed that you can't control what's happening. They're saying that's for a reason. The major arcana is energy that is outside of our control, so they're saying just do this inner work, and right now the inner work is you healing that gratitude and joy and reconnecting with your support system, because even though you feel low now, let the wheel flow. Okay, so let it bring you back to the top. All right. Okay. Position number 3, the air element, and this is what truth was revealed when the tower came down. Now we have a
Living
knight.
room.
It says living room. We have a Knight of Swords here, and he is in the reverse. In the front side, it means a mind that wanders, but it's a heart that is searching for home. That makes sense. We did have the star in the reverse in the previous reading, talking about feeling rudderless or directionless. So this on the reverse, um, this knight is coming in to argue. Okay, this is somebody who is quick to be impulsive. He is a fighter, not a lover. So maybe somehow this is your energy, viewer, and you're discovering the truth that was revealed was that you or someone else was a fighter and not a lover. Okay, that's what I'm getting from that so far. So far. Because we also have an Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands represented here in the Animal Wisdom deck by the snake. Looks like the snake in the tree from the Garden of Eden, actually. But that snake was there to bring knowledge and wisdom. Okay, and yes, the consequences of becoming enlightened, like Adam and Eve felt in the garden, the consequences were dire. But that doesn't mean that the process isn't worth it. Okay, Ace of Wands is some new venture. We also have the Ace of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. This is yeah, a gift of energy, new projects, yeah, momentum, opportunity, allies, strength, and inspiration. Okay, an Ace of Wands here. The snake in the branches. Courage, potential, energy. It's a sudden spark, a new goal, accepting a challenge. There's adventure, there's goals, renewed health, spark of creativity, and inspiration. This is vitality rises, and so do you. Okay. And then we have the Three of Wands. Oh, this was in the reverse, I think. Yeah. And it's feeling criticized, um, it's feeling overwhelmed or inadequate. This is the Seven of Wands comes after the Six, which is victory, right? But this person here is now defending that victory. And a lot of times they're defending themselves against the very people who once had cheered for them. Okay, so you're feeling a little off balance. That's the truth here that's being revealed. Somebody there, whether you or them, was just there, you know, very impulsive. Maybe somebody made impulsive decisions. They didn't want to talk about it. So the truth being revealed is that now even look at this knight. It is like on his way out somewhere to fight. So somebody was in it just to fight about it. And then we have the snake, Ace of Wands, a new endeavor, a new inspiration. This could be renewed health, and you really need to
Sister.
The ghost said sister. And then but you have this Three of Wands in the reverse, which is feeling kind of criticized. I know we all go through that. It could be from this Knight of Swords here, because he's the one who is very he just wants to argue. He's just there to argue. You know, he's there to upheave the mental energy, okay? And so you were feeling criticized, maybe inadequate. Maybe somebody made you feel inadequate about this Ace of Branches, like a new endeavor. You wanted to move forward. You wanted to ignite something wonderful, and somebody just came and shit on you. Or maybe you did that to someone else. But there's somebody here is feeling very criticized and inadequate because of it. Here in the fire energy, the force is causing the destruction or transformation. Now we have a King of Cups on the reverse. And you would think that this, what's causing this destruction? Is it fighting? Is it this? Is it that? But we have a sweet King of Cups here, Pisces energy. Oh, this King of Swords we've got twice, or the King of Swords was Aquarius, the Knight of Swords was Libra energy, and now we have this King of Cups, Pisces energy. It is safe to feel joy and be playful. And so the King of Cups on the front side is somebody who's very compassionate and patient and loving, but
Certainly.
he is certainly, the ghost said, the master of his emotions and not their servant. So sometimes they can be a little bit too buttoned up, a little bit too not forthcoming with their affections, right? It's not that they don't feel them, it's just they don't want them to rule them. But this in the reverse is somebody who actually wants to open up and feel playful and loving and maybe allow those emotions that they usually keep at bay to and not engulf them and drag them under, but at least to submerge in them a little bit. Like when you've been really hot and you get to go in the pool and you get to submerge yourself in there and it just really enjoy being an emotional being, right? On top of that, we have the Two of Swords, but in the reverse. This is the Two of Feathers. It's talking about inner vision and balance, head and heart, balancing the head and the heart, reflecting, examining, and introspection. It says peer deeper, contemplate patiently. Okay. In the reverse, the Two of Swords in the reverse is talking about making good decisions. Okay. When it's in the upright, we're kind of stuck, we're kind of stagnant, we're blinded by information, we're not taking in any more opinions, we're not really taking in any more information. We feel like we're stuck between a rock and a hard place because none of our options are good. So we have to go inward in order to make sure that this is Libra energy, Gemini Libra energy for sure. Being stuck in their head about decisions this way, that way, what's true, what's not true, what do I want to be true, what isn't. We got that moon in reverse coming out of daydreams, coming out of illusion. What is true? Nothing.
It's cold.
Twos are also choices. So neither of those uh, and swords are mental energy. So what are you imagining here that you need to decide on? Whatever it is, neither one is going to become reality until you pick one. Okay, pick one of the swords and start swinging. And that's what this Two of Swords is in the reverse is talking about. The ghost said, indeed. So something about this King of Cups on the reverse talking about wanting. This is that fire energy, the force that caused this transformation, this tower. Is somebody actually coming to the realization that they want to be open and loving, but they want that in return? And apparently, whatever they had was just an argumentative, narcissistic piece of shit, right? And made them feel inadequate. So then here we also have the Nine of Wands, but in the reverse. There's some hard feelings here. So yeah. I heard, why couldn't I be this the whole time? Right? And it's because when you were in the tower energy, you were being restricted from that. Or maybe you saw that this tower environment, it said move it. Maybe you saw that this tower environment that you were in was not conducive to allowing you to open up and be free to be that loving and playful, right? Nine of Wands talks about boundaries.
By no means.
It says by no means. Talking about setting boundaries after something very taxing and testing on you. And you're trying to recover, you're trying to set boundaries, and you're not hiding, but you're just being very, look, I don't want to entertain this anymore because I need to get some things straight. I need to get some things together. And you're being that way for yourself because like this is all about recovering after a tower, right? You had to set those Nine of Wands boundaries in order for you to take a fucking breath, take a minute and regain yourself, right? But with this in the reverse, it's almost like you don't even have time. There might, okay, yeah, there was, oh, all right, okay. They're saying that whoever, the catalyst for this fire energy here, the force is causing the destruction or transformation. The key is this Nine of Wands in the reverse, that somebody was not respecting your boundaries. Was it them or was it you? Because you can definitely set boundaries that you disrespect for yourself, right? I swore I wouldn't let myself do this again. I swore I wouldn't let them do this again. I swore that I wasn't going to talk to this person again. Okay? Well, this is in the reverse. So it's talking about boundaries that have been crossed. Okay? And that's what sent everything into a frenzy. Do you know why? Because you just wanted respect here. It sounds like you wanted a safe place, a safe space for you to open up to or become this King of Cups energy. Somebody who is actually willing to allow themselves to be lost in love and affection and emotion, right? But the Two of Swords was telling you that there were no good options. The ghost said it's triggering. There were no good options here, right? So you had to make an executive decision to grab one of those swords and start swinging. Okay? And now there's hard feelings because you stuck up for your boundaries and now somebody's like, oh, what? What do you mean that includes me? Yeah, that fucking includes you. And boom, the tower dropped. Okay? The last position we have is called the ether. This is the new growth. This is what we're working with, working towards, or nurturing. Okay. And we've got pentacle energy, slow as fuck. We're working towards, okay, we got first of all, we got the Three of Pentacles. So this is mentorship and apprenticeship. Now, I feel like, but it's also recognition for the work that you've put in. It's just a little bit, there's only Three Pentacles. This comes after the two of us getting our balancing our work-life ethic, work-life, situation, choosing what we want to invest in, okay? And in the Two of Pentacles, we're doing it well, where somebody's doing it well, and they're getting recognized for it, and they're impressing people around them. There's also, though, the feeling of wanting to tap somebody to help. Not necessarily to take up any of the work, but to give guidance, maybe some information, maybe some teaching, maybe like I heard getting a lead on something new. Like this person put in a bunch of work on this Three of Pentacles. He's like, look at what I carved. Isn't it gorgeous? And that guy came through like, yeah, that's pretty damn good. And then I heard, I have a friend who's looking for that kind of work. You think, can I hook you up with them? It's like, not only is it recognition, but it's advancement. And that's coming through somebody who may have come up in this area before you. However, I was hurt, somebody said. However, we have a slow ass Knight of Pentacles here. This could be you, this could be somebody in your energy. Virgo energy, I give a lot of it to Taurus too, because Taurus is the fixed earth energy, even though the Knight I give to the middle child. So this is Taurus, Virgo energy. Overthinking, but for good reason. The Knight comes, the Knight of Pentacles, remember I said the Knights come in and they don't stay. They come in to initiate new things, start building new things, inspire new things, right? But they don't stay. They're not kings. Knights don't have their castle and kingdom yet. He says, the ghost said, I'm moving. Oh, well, that's good because this Knight of Pentacles is slow as fuck. So I'm glad to hear that he's finally moving. Again, Taurus, Virgo energy, but they move slow because they're planning. Okay, this is the only knight that comes through to stay, because there's a progression through the court cards. Okay, and the Knight of Pentacles is one step from the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is the last king before the Emperor proper. So that's why this Knight of Pentacles comes through so slow. This could be you.
It's what I want.
It's what I want, the ghost said. Could be you, it could be someone in your energy. This is new growth, so this could be somebody coming in slowly. Okay, but it's because they're methodical.
Watch us.
They're helpful. They're not particularly competitive or dynamic, but that does not mean they're not ambitious. Okay, so this is what is this? Oh, careful, methodical, careful, and helpful. The thing with the earth signs I love is that a lot of people think, like, with this non-competitive air. Okay, I always hear with them, I'm not competing with anybody, but that doesn't mean they don't have ambition. They have great ambition for themselves, building new things, planning, setting things aside, getting things right. Right, we've got Taurus, which is very concerned with the building the home, making it comfortable, making it making sure provisions are good. Then we've got Virgo, the analyzer, the data technician, the one who rules routines and work ethic and service and duty. And then we have duty.
Not all of us.
Not all of us, they said. Not all of us. And then we have Capricorn, all right? This is the boss lady or boss man, and he has planned for the future and, everything like that. So they come in ambitious, but they're not competing with anybody, not even themselves half the time. But they're determined and focused, and that's what this Knight of Pentacles is doing. But as a consequence, being so thorough and dedicated, it takes time. And one of the rulers of Capricorn is Saturn, the god of time. So this Knight of Pentacles is coming in slow, but he's coming in for good. And I believe he's connected with this Three of Pentacles. So on top of that, what else new growth do we have? We do have the five.
Warm.
It's warm. We do have the Five of Swords, but in the reverse. Okay, this is actually good and good energy. So the Five of Swords is conflict and discord and selfishness and arrogance and spite. It says win or lose, maintain your integrity. We've got this in the reverse. So the fighting is over, right? The new growth is that there's no more fighting. You're not fighting about any of this anymore. Okay? Because you're maintaining your integrity. And we did get the Magician on top of that. It came out kind of wonky again, kind of sideways. So we'll read them both ways. In the upright,
Rational.
it's originality and skill and willpower and resourcefulness. But in the reverse, it's talking about like a blockage of those things. So, or a lack of inspiration. So there may be, I heard they're feeling blocked with creating anything new because that Knight of Pentacles energy is coming in so slow and methodical, looking for a little bit of guidance, looking for a little bit of recognition and a little bit of help. Okay. I like that Five of Swords because the Five of Swords represents an ending to conflict, but there are no winners. Okay, and in some idiotic. In some decks, the person walking away with all the swords, he's smiling because he's like, yeah, I won. The person walking away with the swords is walking away with 3 of them, which means he's the one walking away with the heartbreak. And there's 2 swords on the ground, which is this 2 of Swords in the reverse. The 2 swords on the ground was indecision. There was a decision made. We've got the 2 swords in reverse, finally coming out of indecision. There was a decision made that you're just going to drop it. No winners, no losers. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. And somebody thinks that because you dropped your 2 of Swords,
I told her,
and they're walking away with more swords, that they're the winner, but they're actually walking away with the burden of the Three of Swords. Okay. So, we do have a few cards at the bottoms of the deck, so we can clarify a little bit. This is influences we might not see coming. So we have first an Ace of Wands. Wonderful. We got Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. This is oh, but this is in the reverse. It's saying no movement will be lost if you pause and regroup. Okay, get some perspective, and that I find interesting that this card sometimes comes
Why
up
are you here?
when the Wheel of Fortune does come up. So, or the world. Okay, so this is okay, and it also has to do with this Knight of Pentacles being so slow. There's no. This is an Ace of Wands. Sorry. The Ace of Wands is a jolt of inspiration or energy or health or power, okay? New projects, renewed momentum, opportunity, and strength. But on the backside, it's like no momentum is going to be lost if you want to take a minute. Okay, this is here for you to grab on both sides. They're being grabbed on one side, it's being activated by that lightning bolt from the divine. On one side, it's raised and poised and ready, but not asking for that lightning bolt just yet, because like they're saying, the opportunity is here, it's live, it's good, it's true, and there's going to be no movement lost if you just pause for a minute. Okay, the next set we do have a Three of Swords, but in the reverse. Okay, I love this. This is fantastic. It says, face your pain with honesty, but feel deeply and heal it. Okay, it is heartbreak, a painful secret, a truth or rejection, sadness or mourning, but in the reverse, it means you're coming out of that. So it's like after the Tower, it says, go slowly. After the Tower, you're taking a minute to regroup and heal, and no momentum about this new Ace of Wands, about new growth, about renewing anything. No momentum's going to be lost if you just give yourself the grace of taking a moment and getting some perspective and taking a breath. Okay, last card here, we've got a wonderful 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, abundance and reward in due time. In due time. That's interesting that it comes out right so close to the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, because this is that lack of control, feeling out of control about what's happening. But they're saying let the wheel turn. The work you're doing on yourself, you can take your time. Okay, no momentum is going to be lost. I heard what's coming to you will always come to you when you're ready. All right? So that's what I have for the After the Tower reading. Let's get an Ancestor Oracle message, because I didn't do that for the Hidden Truth reading. Let's see what the ancestors...
Can you repeat?
Can I repeat? Really? Do I have to go through the whole thing again? I usually do a I usually do a summary, don't I? Should we do a short summary? Existing foundation is letting go of conflict and having the inspiration. It's like, I don't have to fuck with you anymore. That's exactly the that's exactly the feeling I'm getting with this argumentative Knight of Swords. It could be,
I'm not sure.
it could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. It just could be somebody who's argumentative. Somebody who'd like to needle at you. Okay? That he's in the existing foundation. So the inspiration is like, I ain't gotta fuck with you anymore. Right? The emotional focus, gratitude, joy, and support. All right? Coming out of daydream, coming out of delusion, illusion, Cancer energy here. Hold on, they're showing me something about tide pools. Oh, Okay, they want me to remind, this is being Cancer energy. Look in the area where in your chart where Cancer is, okay? They're saying in that area of life, you're accumulating things that you don't need. They're showing me tide pools, which Cancer rules anything that is affected by the tides, because the tides is moon energy, okay? So when the tides come in, it brings to life all the little creatures in the tide pools that Cancer
Bless.
rules. It says, the ghost said, bless. But when the water goes out, it leaves shit behind. Cancer, you're hoarders. Okay,
She can't stay.
she can't stay. You accumulate things. A lot of times you accumulate things because it makes you feel secure and comfortable, but a lot of times you just accumulate because you're too lazy to get rid of
Looking
shit.
for me?
Looking for me, yeah. They're like, you coming for me. Yes. Cancer. You guys are hoarders, emotionally and physically and people wise, okay? So you have to purge some of that. Like I said, they're showing me a tide pool that when the water goes out, it's not only does it have creatures in it, but it's got garbage in it. It's got bottle caps and jars and just accumulating junk. And in some cases, that Cancer energy leads you to feel like a little secure because you're in a little nest of junk. I hear I see you, goblins. Trinket goblins, I see you. I feel you. I'm a trinket goblin too. They're talking about purging that. All right, in this water energy. They want you to purge the junk that you've accumulated. And it actually may have to do with that friend group, because you've got the Three of Cups here. That's the squad, that's the girls, that's the support system. So you may have to purge something that has to do with that, okay? And definitely look through the emotional um things that you have, the everything. We're in a purging uh season here, okay? So yeah, they wanted me to go on about the tide pools collecting things that they don't need, okay? And then the Wheel of Fortune saying you may be down, but you're going to be up again. And we know that you feel out of control doing it. Okay, so let's get a oracle message. One oracle message for the collective. Thank you. That's two. For after the tower, please. After the tower. Ancestors, help us after the tower, please. Oh, Ghost said niece. So somebody's niece, maybe. We've got Direction Guardian. It says choose your path. I love it. Okay, now that goes along with that Three of Wands and the wonky sideways position. You're not quite sure when to step. You have a change of heart, but then you know where you want to go, but then you're not feeling it. You know, it says you're having second thoughts and cold feet or a change of heart, but it came out sideways. So there is, opportunity to go forward. But I think, see, it's talking about, I actually can't read that. Wait a minute. Motivation and sacrifice. So maybe there's something here that you're not ready to sacrifice, or you're just having a change of heart on what to sacrifice. We have the Direction Guardian. Choose your path. Okay. This says, connect with your deepest desires, then choose the path that will make your heart and soul sing. Your path isn't set in stone, and your angels and guides have no expectations for you. Not
Jeremy.
You. Nor should you have any for yourself. There are many directions that you can take. None of them are wrong, as they all hold perfect opportunities to grow and learn. But life is to be enjoyed and savored. So, if you know that there's a decision to be made, and particularly if you're feeling indecisive, that's that Two of Swords, choose the path that you know is going to make you light up, and choose with your heart. So, it's talking about choosing joy. Yeah, I love that. What are we at here? 33. We can do the final thoughts here. So can we get, please, some final advice, some little phrases of encouragement for the collective after the Tower? Okay. Oh, yeah, whip. There's conflict and fighting and arguing. That's that Knight of Swords in the reverse. Now, when they're in the reverse like that, that means they're in their detrimental energy. Usually, Knight of Swords are very wonderful, energy. But in this case, on the backside, it's just somebody coming in to be aggressive, right? Conflict,
Sensible.
fighting, aggression, arguing, all that stuff. Then we've got she's made the tea. I feel like this goes along with that Three of Cups because it's gossip, it's news, it's catching up, it's kikiing, it's getting information through conversation, through the grapevine, chatting with your friends. The tea. You're going to get some information. The ghost said, listen to me. You're going to get some information about something. I wonder if we're going to see what it is. It says, the belonging you seek is not behind you, it's ahead. And I feel like that's for that slow-ass Knight of Pentacles. Because sometimes while he's being meticulous, he's like, oh, wait, which way was I going? Sacrifice. Yeah, I was talking about that with the Three of Wands, motivation and sacrifice. Because with the three, you have to, again, that's a Two of Wands plus an ace. It says dolls. This is talking about once, okay, the Two of Wands is a choice of pathway, right? One way or the other. The three is when you make the decision. So one of those is going to be sacrificed, right? Can we get anything else for the collective? Okay, Mercury energy. Where the hell is Mercury right now? Shit, I know this. Scorpio? I think it's in Scorpio. A messenger, there's the news. Okay, there's the gossip news that's coming. Mercury energy, news, messages, communication, thinking. Ghost wants to know if you're frightened. Okay, it's also money. A lot of people don't realize that Mercury rules the flow of money. Okay, because Mercury just wants open energies, open energy of communication, open energy of information, open a flow of money and emotion and everything, just open channels. Mercury rules that, but it's a neutral energy, so it doesn't really care what is coming through. It just wants to open the opportunity for it to come. So there's a dynamic with Mercury energy where there's also some negativity going through with that, because it's a trickster energy. It's cunning, it's unbiased and neutral. It also rules thievery. Okay?
She can't stay.
So be careful with that. There could be some news coming in about anything that Mercury rules. Money, communication, tricksters, liars, con men, things like that, okay? Mental movements, I heard. So what else do we have for the collective, please, for this after the Tower reading? Thank you. Be willing to learn something new. I like that. Some ghost said something about an operation. And the attic. The finger. Hey, that hasn't come out in a while. You're giving too many fucks. Okay? There's advice here. Oh, give none. No more fucks. Okay? Don't give no fucks. We also have caterpillar here. Its metamorphosis is imminent. Make it weird. The thing that I get when I read that make it weird is that they want you to make this new form you're coming into uniquely you, because that's why you were made. Okay? But if you come in through this transformation trying to conform to everything that other people want, you're not being true to the nature that the divine put you here to express. So who cares if it looks weird? Metamorphosis is imminent. Make it your own. Okay? Can we get Just a couple more for the collective for after the tower, please. After the tower for the collective. Some encouragement or advice, please. Okay. Okay. Anything else for the collective? Encouragement or advice, please, after the tower. One more. One more. One more sounds good. Oh. Hold on, hold on. There's something in here? No? Okay. Ah, card vomit. Well, let's see the two that we've got here. A dagger. Okay, so yeah, there was fear, worry, and a tense situation. I'm gonna put that up here with that combative ace, knight of swords. And we got the wheel again. What goes around comes around. Yeah. Anything else for the collective? For after the tower. That's too many, but I will take the crucible. Okay, so we have the crucible here. A time of testing, trial, or pressure, transformation through hardship. We did have the 9 of Wands in the hidden, in the hidden truth reading, but it was in reverse, talking about somebody crossing boundaries. So you were through something that made you have to recover. That's the tower energy. But oh, it's here, this 9 of Wands in the reverse, right here. Bitterness and hard feelings, but also crossing boundaries. The crucible, time of testing, trial, and pressure. Okay. And we also have, oh, the rainbow. I love this because when I was shuffling this deck earlier, this fell out 3 times. And I heard this cute little voice saying, I have a message. I have a message.
Lady.
I have a message. The ghost said lady, and it's the message is the worst is over. There's the rainbow. Oh, I love that. Oh, we got one more? Oh, the red sun. Okay. It's a wake up to spiritual path, intense emotion, passion, deep understanding, spiritual awakening, and divine communication. I believe that goes for that King of Cups in the backside. Somebody who is absolutely ready to open up and allow an emotional awakening within them. That was the catalyst for this whole thing. Knowing that they want to and are deserving of opening up to some deep emotional contentment that maybe they were blocked by somebody else from feeling, for being made to feel inadequate. Okay, that's all coming down and all coming to an end. So the worst is over. Through when the metamorphosis comes, when it's time for the wheel to turn you and to change you, make sure that your change is authentic and you, okay? Because the divine put you here for to be something special. We're all meant to be here to be something special. It's just some of us get it beaten out of us in order to maintain the status quo. They want you to break that mold for your own good. Okay, it might not be if you turn into this new thing, it may not be a global change, but it'll change your world.
Torturer.
Right? It'll change
It's
your
difficult.
world. It'll change you enough to change your world. But remember, through the whole thing, number 1, you give too many fucks, and number 2, baby, the worst is over. Okay? I love it. Climb on that King of Swords and fly away to the Ace of Cups and be happy. All right? You deserve it. You've earned it. You're good enough, you're smart enough, and gosh darn it, people love you. So if you vibed with this reading and you vibed with my message, and please take a moment to leave a like, leave me a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm get my content seen. Down in the description, you'll find my email, Venmo, and Cash App. I am available for personal readings and birth chart inquiries. If you do email me, maybe drop me a comment in one of the videos so that I know to check my email. Don't always check it, and sometimes they do go to spam. So give me a little heads up that I should check if you want a reading. Tomorrow, what do we have going for tomorrow? I think we just have a general collective reading because tomorrow's Wednesday. And then Thursday, I'm going to be doing a Libra review and maybe going on to Sagittarius. Because in tropical astrology, we're in Scorpio season, but in sidereal, the sun is like 5 degrees Libra. So we're going to do a Libra review, and then we're going to go on to Sagittarius after that. So if you stuck with me this far, thank you so much. Until I see you again in the next reading. Okay, thanks. Bye.